Hello and welcome. My name is Jessica Stewart and I've got a very short and sweet yoga practice for you today to celebrate International Women's Day. So in this 20-minute practice, what you'll need is 2 tennis balls, or if you've got yoga tune-up balls, then please feel free to grab those. We'll also be using a yoga brick. If you don't have a brick, you can use a blanket or even a big chunky book. So the sequence that I wanted to share with you guys today is really all about not doing. Even within our yoga practice, we can get stuck in cycles of efforting and overachieving, feeling frustrated with ourselves if we don't perform or if we don't put as much energy into it as we wanted to. So I'll be using a trigger point release technique or an acupressure technique, which is from the school of Chinese medicine. And we'll be accessing the different organ points the whole way down the spine. The aim is that it provides you a beautiful moment of stillness in your day where you can undo, you can not achieve, and instead just be with yourself and with your body, using your body as a way of healing and connecting. So let's get started. So if you have your yoga brick near the front of the yoga mat to rest your head on, and then let's place the blanket to the side, because you might find that at different points you prefer the blanket under your head than your brick. Place the balls kind of a third of the way down the mat just here. Let me switch on my mic. And then you want to lie down so that the balls are resting just either side of the inner shoulder blades, about halfway down the shoulder blades. So you might want to just take a moment to feel where your shoulder blades are on your back. They're the kind of flat wing-like bones around the upper spine. And you want the balls to be resting inside the blades, but equidistant from the spine. So lie down and kind of wriggle them around until they're in the right place. And then place the brick just underneath the back of your head. And then when they feel like they're in the right place, feel free to wriggle around until you really, really get them in the sweet spot. And then just lift your arms up towards the sky. Let the weight of your shoulders drop down onto the balls. Allow your chin to slide in and drape your arms down towards the ground. I'd recommend your knees remaining bent, feet on the ground, and you can also just slightly knock the knees in towards one another. So here with the acupressure balls halfway down the inner shoulder blade, what we're connecting to here is the lung organ. In terms of Chinese medicine, the lung acts as the kind of first line of defense. It works to reduce inflammation within the body. And energetically, it's associated with grasping chi, the life force that we anchor from above and pull down into the body. So that big breath in that you can take now, notice how it animates you and gives you a little bit more life. And then breathe out through a small parting in the lips and allow the weight of your upper body, your shoulder blades, to rest deeply down onto the balls. Do that one more time. And I set in deep breath in through the nose, grasping all that vitality from the space around you and anchoring it in your body. And as you exhale, breathe out through a small parting in the lips, let it all go. And now begin to watch the rising and falling of the breath without changing your breathing in any way. Just let it be natural. Notice that as you breathe more consciously, the breath itself is an amazing way of massaging the balls into this inner shoulder blade region, where often we carry quite a lot of tension. Notice how it feels for you to be still, how readily you embrace the experience of just being with yourself, lying on the mat. And if you're finding that the mind is whirring a little bit, then stay more connected to the breath. Notice the pauses between the breaths. And feel the feet and the back of your pelvis on the floor. Stillness is such a treat. Just giving yourself this 20 minutes is a really special gift to give to your body. So be compassionate in terms of your mind talk. And pay attention to your body really caringly. So you're fully present to really allow for this moment of stillness and self-connection. Let's move down to the second acupressure point. So from here, if you roll your body backwards by about 2 inches, you want both of the balls to be, again, equidistant from the spine and resting just inside the lower shoulder blade now. So your balls are on the inner lower shoulder blade region. Make sure they're even. Feel free to move them around a little bit if they're not in the right place. And you might like to lift the arms up towards the ceiling here and just kind of jiggle the shoulders forward and back a bit. You can bring the arms out wide to the sides, or you can place them back alongside your thighs, or you might even like to rest your hands on your lower belly. Check your head is relaxed on the block or the blanket. Allow your knees to fold in towards one another. And then just drop into stillness again, keeping it nice and light and soft in your mind. Stay present with your breathing rather than following the narratives and the stories of the mind. Just for now, deeply resting. So this region here taps into the heart organ. And the heart as a quality in terms of Chinese medicine is connected to our ability to have relationships, to communicate, to give and receive equally and evenly. It's all about the flow of energy in the body. So it might be that wherever you're practicing right now, there are distractions. Sometimes those distractions come from our own thinking and feeling. Sometimes there are sounds around us. And really the way that we're using the body by pushing onto these acupressure points is a way of bringing our attention to something quite strongly. So what's really important is how we respond to the things that stimulate the mind. See if you can play with this idea of allowing the stimulus to be there and acknowledge it and attend to it, but without analyzing or without adding any meaning or story. Just let the thing be the thing and come back to this experience of deep stillness, this undoing of achievement, this just being state. And really let yourself bathe in the stillness of that. And then move your body backwards by another inch. And this time you want the balls to be around the bra strap line. So the kind of upper thoracic spine. If you don't wear bras, then just imagine where that would be, kind of middle of the rib cage, either side of the spine. It's going to feel pretty bony there. You've got all of the rib bones and then all of the intercostal muscles, the muscles that kind of interweave between the ribs. Now it can get pretty tight in here. So as soon as you start breathing deeply, you're going to feel the balls really pressing into this kind of highly sensitive area. And this is tapping into the liver organ, according to TCM, traditional Chinese medicine, which is actually all about this high achievement drive. So when balancing the liver organ, what we're really trying to do is look at really flexible and creative ways of managing stress and being productive. When this organ is out of balance, then we can end up being quite rigid in our approach to achievement and to work and to stress. So bringing this organ into balance and giving our body some stillness in this region is really important as a way of just de-stressing and entering a mode where being is enough rather than doing. So just imagine you've got some kind of pressure valve around the middle of your thorax here, and you're just letting out the steam of any excess thinking, any excess stress or anxiety that you're carrying, any expectations that you have for yourself. Just let it go for this moment now. Let's take a nice slow breath in now through the nose. Hold the inhalation just for a moment. And as you exhale, breathe out through the mouth with a ha sound, like you're fogging up a mirror just in front of the face. Deep inhalation through the nose. And big ha sound through the mouth as if fogging up a mirror in front of the face. 3 staggered breaths in now. Hold the inhalation. Allow your rib cage to fully rest on the balls. And this time, as you exhale, breathe out through a small parting in the lips as if you're blowing out a candle. Let your neck, your throat, and your chest deeply relax. And let's move back another 2 inches and come to our 4th point now. So here we want to come into the lower thoracic region. So that's the bottom of your rib cage at the back, about as low as you can go before it feels like the lower spine. That's it, good. Lengthen your lower back a little bit. And here you're going to feel that the chest lifts up in response to the balls being there. So you're in control as to how much pressure you want to work with. So if you push your rib cage down a little bit and neutralize your lower spine, you're going to find that you get a stronger sensation. And if you allow your body to move into a slight back arch, that will decrease the sensation. You just want enough sensation to be able to give your body weight down onto the balls. So manage that so it feels sustainable and relaxing. So here we're tapping into the spleen organ, and the spleen is kind of associated with our digestive system. Digestion forms really the basis or the foundation for health and vitality. So as you find stillness here, it might be a good point to reflect on how you nourish yourself. How able you are to take in nutrients and support, and how freely you give it out as well. So just like a healthy digestive system, energetically, we also want to be taking in nutrients from the people in this environment that we're in, and then also giving back. letting go as well as allowing in. Let yourself be really nourished by the stillness of this practice. Let's come into a simple count to 10 technique here. So cultivating a really steady, even metronome. As you breathe in, call your inhalation breath 1. Really breathe into the balls on the back, and as you exhale, call your exhalation breath 2. Your mouth stays closed now, but make that same ha sound with the mouth closed. As you breathe in, call your in breath 3. And as you exhale, let the breath go and call it 4, just keeping a nice, steady, easygoing breath rhythm, counting both sides of the breath all the way to 10 in your own time. Amazing. And then once you're at 10, just blink the eyes open. This time we're going to lift the bum up, grab hold of the tennis balls or the TPR balls and bring them into the lumbar curve. So this is the lower back. And you want to have the balls again equidistant to the spine. So on the ridges, the muscular ridges either side of your spine, not on the bone of the spine. And you want to bring the balls into the deepest part of your curve in the lower back. And then slowly begin to bring your knees in just a little bit so that you can hold onto your legs with your arms straight. Back of thighs or shins is fine, depending on what feels sustainable. If you find that holding the legs is too is challenging and the arms don't reach the knees or the thighs, then you can actually place your feet on a wall and rest your feet up a wall just to bring the legs a little bit towards you in a sustainable way. Alternatively, you can use a strap or a bathrobe belt and loop that around your legs and hold on to the strap. So here, as you bring the thighs in just a little bit, we still want the bum heavy on the ground, but by bringing the thighs in, can you feel that shifted the weight into the balls there in the middle of the lumbar spine? And here we're accessing the kidney organ. And this is our deep recharge button. So the kidneys, when in balance, create our ability to thrive. The kidneys house the jing, which is our inherited chi, our inherited energy. And so really we need to look at how we preserve energy when we're working with this organ. So know that here you're intending to just consciously combat fatigue, and you're consciously tapping into the version of you that is thriving. Using just the simplicity of stillness to recharge and reset. Knowing yourself not just by how you do and how you achieve, but really in this being state of stillness. Let's come to our final breathing technique here. So as you breathe in slowly and gently through the nose, stroking breath along back of throat, and count in for 4, your timing. Let there be a little pause at the top and visualize the breath moving down into the lower spine, just where you're feeling the pressure of the balls. And as you exhale, breathe out, mouth closed, and count to 6. Keep the metronome or the pace the same. Let's 4 more breaths like this. Okay, well done. And then just place the feet down on the ground underneath your sitting bones. Lift your hips up a little bit and come on down with a bent knee to supported rest position, or come all the way down to Shavasana. Let's take a few precious moments of stillness there to close your practice and honor who and how you are. Appreciate the moment that you took there for stillness, for recharging. Wishing you a really lovely rest of your day or evening. Namaste.